Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. In tonight's video, I want to talk to you guys about an operator mod and a gun that is really insane in this game. And this was probably like arguably the most overpowered gun in the game, or not really gun, but combo classed up gun and operator mod. They did nerf the hipfire on it a little bit, and made it basically so the hipfire has a little more spread on it, so it's a little worse because of how overpowered it is. But this gun still serves a great purpose. I'm going to talk about how to make this gun insane, and because of its time to kill, why I recommend this weapon in certain situations. If you guys could smack a like on this video, I would very much appreciate that. Let's go for 1,500 likes. That would be incredible. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. I would appreciate that as well, as of course we're up over 920,000 subscribers and on that road to 1 million subs, so I really do appreciate all of your guys' support. So what we're talking about is the Saug 9mm. Now I'm sure a lot of people know this as the MSMC, the XMC looking gun of this game, the last unlocked SMG, a very beast of a weapon with like a 900 RPM. But when it comes down to the operator mod on this weapon, what it does, basically it's called dual wield, and I mean it's pretty self-explanatory. You hold two of the weapons, one in each hand, instead of one of them. And basically you can only hip fire, you cannot aim down sights. It also limits your attachments. Pretty much the only attachments you can run on this thing are fast mags and suppressor, which is what I have on it, because I'll give you guys the whole class stuff after, because of that. And basically you sacrifice the ability to aim down sights for double the damage, literally double the time to kill up close, but you have to suffer with that hip spread, which is not as good. Now, why is this weapon so good? Now, if you can move from building to building and play people up close, number one, having the suppressor on this class setup, it doesn't really hurt you because suppressor's punishment is range. That's always been the punishment of suppressors, and the idea behind this class setup is to kill them up close, right? So let me explain why I think this is a good setup and what I think makes it good, and it's exclusively regards to the time to kill. Now, the time to kill on a crazy this weapon has the fastest time to kill out of any of the SMGs, even the Spitfire Wildfire. Now the Spitfire Wildfire's time to kill is around 240 milliseconds. However, these weapons, you basically take the time to kill of the Saug, and I tested this myself with the Akimbo. It's about 195 milliseconds or somewhere around there. So it's almost a 50 millisecond increase in time to kill, which is pretty significant and definitely noticeable to the human eye when you are up close. And that is, of course, if you are hitting all your shots and using these weapons. So the downside is with this gun, much like the Spitfire Wildfire, you can't really do much at any sort of ranges. And if you're trying to do something that's going to work up close, it all depends on personal preference over this one versus the Spitfire. But statistically, probably with the time to kill, you would want to go with this setup, because either way you are using a basically an operator mod. I think the Spitfire Wildfire will have a little bit more range, where you can actually, I mean, that gun does have range. It's just, can you even control 1,500 RPM of recoil? But the time to kill is what makes this weapon so special and what makes it an absolute monster. You're deleting people straight up to the body up close, and you're also using a suppressor, which in this game isn't as effective as it was in previous CODs, and that's because of sort of how the fog of war works, or whatever. That's what it's called in League of Legends. It's called something similar in this game. I forget the official name of it, but basically how the map works, right? And when you look at people, you can see all the people have those little beamer lights in front of them, and you can see when people are lighting up, right? So basically with the suppressor, it works good for when you're not in people's visions and shooting them from the side or the back, and it's something you might as well have because of your attachments are super limited. So class it up with this gun. I'll throw it up on the screen right now. This is the class setup. The attachments are obvious: fast mags and suppressor. Like I said, you have to rock with those attachments, dual wield, and then when it comes down to the perks, we'll talk about those first: Scavenger, Gung Ho, and Dead Silence. Now you guys don't see me usually running Scavenger. I like to run the Crash Specialist, which you'll see me also using in this gameplay. And the Crash Specialist I like because it allows you to drop those ammo packs for yourself, which sort of give you built-in hardline when you pick them up. Also, your teammates can pick them up, help your team out. You can use the ultimate ability and heal yourself and your whole team up to 200 health, get some extra points for that. So I really do like this Specialist because of those ammo packs. I don't really have to use Scavenger. On this weapon, it's a little different because you're basically shooting two weapons at once, and you don't really get any sort of extra bonus for that in the class setup, which is kind of bad. But I mean, I guess that's one of the downsides to using this. I guess you could say with the Spitfire also, you have a faster time to kill, but if you use the Spitfire Wildfire, you'd have that first perk slot available because if you're running Crash. But I like to run Scavenger and crash on this setup, because that's how much you run out of ammo. Think about it. I'm using 2 weapons and I'm shooting both of them at the same time by holding both the triggers the majority of the time. The only time you'd be shooting one instead of both is if you, number one, were out of ammo. Maybe if you're fighting a huge group of enemies and you were smart to conserve your ammo. That's just ridiculous, though. You know, that would be some advanced strategy stuff, but mainly it would be if you are using a heal or something like that, or if you are out of ammo or not reloaded on one of them. So scavenger, I definitely is required on this gun. Trust me, you will, if you don't, you know, use scavenger, you'll see for yourself that you're gonna run out of ammo, and it's gonna put you in a tough situation, because getting ammo on a gun like this is not easy, because you can't run out really in the open too much. You have to stay close quarters with it, right? Second perk, gung ho, self-explanatory, best perk in the game. Get my gun up quicker out of sprint, and even when you're not, it's not about getting your gun up quicker to be in aim down sights. It's just getting your gun up quicker whether you're hip firing or aiming down sights, plus the ability to basically run around and shoot. It's just so good on gung ho, and you need that. Dead silence as my third perk. Now the next thing I want to talk about is gear with this, because a lot of people would assume and always say, you know, when using an SMG or something, you probably want to go with stim shot, and stim shot could be good on this. However, you have to remember, when using stim shot, you have to use one of your hands. Basically, you still have your gun up on one of them, but the other hand is basically what you're using to heal yourself, right? So the bonus of getting the dual wield, or essentially the akimbo of having 2 of these weapons, when you're using stim shot and you're healing yourself, you don't get that bonus anymore, because one of those weapons is idle while the other one is up, and honestly it's really, really weak. You're gonna get destroyed by other people with most SMGs while doing, you know, the shooting while healing, and it's super duper inaccurate. And that's why I like to go with a more of a different approach on this weapon, which is with the fast mags and with the silencer. I like to play it so the reloads are pretty much boom boom, almost instant, and I like to play it with ComSec device and sort of play for streaks. Get up in their building. I like to use this on maps in this game that are, it's not necessarily about the size of the map for the setup that you use. It's more about the, and you can see the thing about this too is you can get ridiculous just by spraying. You can get ridiculous either kills by finishing people off at decent ranges like that, or you can just get damage into people with the way the EKIA system is almost as good as getting, you know, the finishing kill on them just by getting damages. You can see right there, I got 100 points just by spraying and getting damage in at distance. And that's one thing that I think is another big bonus around this weapon is, and with the way it works in Black Ops 3, just by doing damage, which is super easy because you don't have to take all that time to aim down, get my gun up, aim down sights, you know, just pull the trigger. It's just unload, just spray these weapons, and that's definitely the way to do it. And the time to kill is so fast up close that you don't really, even if you miss a couple shots, you pretty much have, or if they get first shot, you can turn on players, and you don't really have to worry about much of the weapons, because most weapons honestly take around double the time to kill up close. Of course, this weapon is the fastest time to kill out of all of the SMGs with the operator mod, and this weapon is like literally the fastest time to kill weapon in the game, other than certain guns that will of course one shot, or certain things that will, I think the Mozu, you can do a quick little 2-tap, or the auger. Other than stuff like that, you know, when it comes down to actual fully auto guns, this is the fastest time to kill you're going to get, because you're taking one that already has a really, really good fire rate with this Saug 9mm over like a 900 fire rate, and you're matching it into 2, and that makes, if my math is correct, around 1800, and just deadly how it melts people up close. But of course, you have to take that punishment, and I don't think this is the way to run the Saug 9mm every single time. That is, in my opinion, still the best SMG in this game, and running it like this, you're investing all up in all your gunfights to up close. So if you're going to play it like in the Nuketown house or up close with people like that. However, if you're playing more of a medium or a different style, like, you know, I would recommend this setup probably for something like Morocco or Nuketown. However, if you're playing something like Summit, where some of those gunfights can be a little bit longer, and it's kind of difficult to see how I have to run and maneuver myself to get into these gunfights. If I just had a single Saug, I can just aim down sights and win a lot of these gunfights. So it's definitely a different sort of play style, and you can see also how I adjusted my streaks for this match, because usually I would run Thresher, Attack Helicopter Strike Team, or something like that, something, and then Attack Helicopter Strike Team for big kills, big damage. But I was running Lightning Strike, Helicopter, or Lightning Strike, Hellstorm, and then I think that's either this the Sniper's Nest or the Helicopter or something as my third one. And that's because I went for more of, I wouldn't say these are like medium high sort of streaks, just because I knew that I wanted to rush, and I knew that I'm gonna die more when using a rushing class up like this. But this is definitely one of the fastest time to kills, and probably one of the best rushing class setups you're going to get in the game. A super duper awesome setup. If you want to go full on rushing class setup, throw on that stim shot. Then if you want to go for more streaks, of course, throw on the ComSec device. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. This is one of the, better, I wouldn't say it's the overall best rushing class exactly, but it's a very, very good rushing class for when you're right next to them. This is, again, that you have to take it like it's a shotgun. Use it at shotgun range, not SMG range. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, subscribe, check out my other vids, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.